Hello and welcome to August 2020's instalment of the Editor's Pick. The Editor's Pick aims to catch manufacturing and engineering professionals up with the latest industry news. My name's Luke from Equilibrium Risk, and we're a security management company that specialises in protecting manufacturers. Today I'm welcomed by three guests, my fellow peers from the Made In Group community. Firstly, I have Paul Clark from Copco, who will be talking about the company's vital role in Hitachi Rail's new £8.5 million UK welding and painting facility. Next, I have Pam Jackson from Siddall and Hilton, who will be walking us through the company's automation investment that is set to accelerate their world-class journey. And finally, Marie Cooper from CV Plus, who will be chatting to us about the company's latest £4 million investment to bring their 5 manufacturing divisions under one roof. Welcome all.
Hi everyone.
Firstly to you then, Paul. How did you get involved in Hitachi Rail and what was the tender process like?
Thank you, Luke. Well, we deal with Hitachi in quite a few different countries, quite a few different plants. Obviously, they're apart from the railway division, they're big in many other industries. The particular factor up in the northeast was picked up really by one of our premier distributors, of which we've got around 9, 10 in the country, and our premier distributor network offer the same services and products that we do. So they completed a free energy survey for the company, just and checked on their compressed air system, any wastage, and anything they could offer in terms of saving energy, obviously with the energy prices going up. And from that, they got offered, firstly, they found some quite significant savings, over 35%, by just adjusting some pressures and a controller. And on the back of that, they were invited to tender for the new building and for the new facility. So the tender process, to be fair, wasn't that complicated in a lot of cases when it's a bit of a blueprint, if you like, or a bit of a basic extension in terms of its layout. Then it's best advice and best practice. So, minimum pressure drop over the pipe work, make sure it's a complete ring main. They did some other special things to make sure that some of the areas are coded with different fittings so that you don't get the wrong type of air or the wrong type of pressure to different applications. But to answer your question about the tender process, it was a competitive bid. There was 3 or 4 people who bid for the job, but luckily enough, with the AirNet system that we offer, they were competent enough to win that.
Can you tell me about your AirNet product? I mean, how is it different, and what are the benefits to your customers?
Yeah, pipework's changed quite a lot over the last 10 years. And not just we're not the only people who make aluminium pipework, that's for sure. It's a competitive market out there, but it's moved a lot away from the old steel, if you like, steel pipework that was known for, which was always screwed and threaded, was very heavy, cumbersome, and safety aspects that played a part in that. So the pipework system we offer is very lightweight. It's got less pressure drop because the bore is much smoother inside. It's much faster to put up because it's lighter. The fittings are push fit in most cases. And it can be a one-man job, so health and safety is a big factor in it. But mainly it's about the speed. Aesthetically, it looks nicer. It's blue painted aluminium with black fittings, but it's about speed and cleaner. In terms of
fascinating. Really interesting stuff when I read the article. Over to you, Pam. You've recently made an investment in automation. Is this your first automation project, and what did that decision-making process look like?
It's not our first. We invested £2 million in a fully automated high-speed resistance welding machine. We actually manufacture wire welded mesh panels for the construction, fencing, and just industrial areas. So for us, that was a big game changer. We hadn't invested in the business for some time. And following from that, the machine, once bedded in, we found that it actually ran twice as fast as any other machine that we have, which meant that the product handling at the end of the production line, the operators really struggled with it. So our latest automation, which is actually just being delivered and installed over this week and next week, is a robotic arm and a strapping machine. So currently, the panels at the end of the production line are pretty much manually handled off the production line onto a pallet. So the new robot is going to automate that completely, including strapping and securing the panels on the pallet at the end. So literally, the operator or the forklift truck driver will just come along, pick the pallet up and put it into the warehouse. So it's been, I suppose, the next step from the major investment last year. And it's had a really huge impact because it's a major piece of robotic equipment. Actually, it's cost us, I think it was £500,000. And as part of that process, we've actually tried to get school children involved. We all know recruitment's a problem. So we ran a competition about name the robot. The winning name is actually HAMP, £500,000. So we're calling it HAMP. So yeah, it's been a major impact on the business and obviously production.
And do you have any plans for any more automation, bringing more automation into your business?
I think so. We're going to see once the arm's bedded in and it's working. We do have other 4 production lines, which we can actually start to roll out the same piece of equipment to automate it. And obviously, it's beneficiary for the operators because it's less manual handling. They don't have to move away from the work desk at all. So it makes a huge difference.
Oh, really, really interesting. Over to you, Marie. I thoroughly enjoyed walking your open day last month. Walk around your factory. When did your vision start to acquire all 5 businesses and bring all those services under one roof?
I'd like to say it was strategically planned, but I think it's more of been opportunities that have arisen over the last 6 years. We started the journey in 2016, looking for businesses really that we could invest ideas and skill set in. We came across BG Engineering, machining business based on this site in Homewood. And while we were going through the process, we had opportunities to look at the EMP side of the business and invest in a company that was literally half a mile away, already had strategic intervention. So the vision started to build as we had conversations with the businesses that started to come together. And like I said, it were just opportunities. It were one of these things that all started to come together. They had synergies, they had opportunities already linked together. We saw how we could build on them and develop them, and they sort of materialized. Some things came out of issues. Obviously, the building was not planned. We didn't plan to take on this 100,000 square foot site at the beginning. We sublet some of this building from Honeywell, who were a major customer of BG at the time. They supported us through taking on the building, not needing to move and looking at the future. And that's pretty much where the vision came from, getting everything under one roof. I didn't plan for it to take 5 years. I planned for it to take 2. But then we had Brexit, we had COVID, and we had shareholder exits all thrown into the mix to do that. But, you know, it's been a long 5 years in some respects, but then I actually think it's gone so quick. And having everything under one roof now is a pivotal game changer for the business.
So you mentioned it's been a long 5 years for you. It's a long 5-year journey for you and the people you work with. Have your customers started to see the benefits of your vision?
Interestingly enough, I think COVID's had a bit of an impact on people being able to come to site, and that's one of the reasons we held the open day. I don't think everybody can always see the vision when you talk about it. I think you've got to actually physically see some things for it to actually fall into place. And what we've seen since we actually moved the EMP facility in March and getting customers back to site after COVID and getting people into the business, it's become really apparent that people couldn't actually visualize what we were trying to achieve until they've actually been here and seen it. And now I can see what you're doing. I understand where you're coming from. I can see that you've got that capability. So I think the pennies started to drop for a lot of people when they've actually stood on the shop floor and they've seen what we're trying to do. And I think that's been a real interesting for us to actually how we market the business, and we've pivotally changed how we market the capabilities of the group in the last few months because of the feedback we've had. People couldn't actually visualize it, so despite the vision has been there for the business, and some people have got it, but others actually standing here and now walking around and seeing it and what we're actually developing, it's been phenomenal this last few months.
So what's next for CV Plus?
Some stability would be nice, but no, we're into taking opportunities. We're working with our strategic customers. Bearing in mind, 6 years ago when we started this vision, we had one customer that we had the integrated opportunities within the capabilities of the business to work with. We've now got 25 that we're working across the capabilities. So we've already grown that. And then the feedback we're getting from customers as to what we can actually offer, and then the added benefits that they would want, so we can offer that integrated supply chain is starting to materialize. So from an overall point of view, working with our strategic partners to develop stronger relationships, to get that integrated supply chain and support them through that is what's next. Give you specifics of what that actually is until they tell us and we talk to them. We're open to opportunities to develop that. How the last 5 years have materialized, it's not winging it. There is a strategy, it's offering that approach, and we do have some really strong key capabilities that do gel nicely together, that are materializing. So we'll see.
Super.
Watch
Like to hear it. Yeah. Just go back to you, Pam. We were talking off air about Project Yorkshire. Do you want to do something?
Yes, we are proud and delighted to be part of Project Yorkshire. This is a collaborative partnership, and it's a 20-minute movie basically on Yorkshire, from a entertainment, tourist, residential, manufacturing, catering sort of sector type. I hope you've all seen it. If not, I'm more than happy to share the link. So that premiered on Monday, and it was nice to actually see that we did get quite a few clips in there. I was quite surprised. So look out for us.
Yes, looking forward to that. Last word for you then, Paul. What's next for you and Atlas Copco? Paul? Mark. I would like to say a big thank you to the Maiden Group for having us on the Editor's Pick today. And thank you for my guests, Paul, Pam, Marie, for joining me. Make sure you check out next month's Editor's Pick, where the next editor will be taking you through their top picks of the month. Thanks again.
Thank you.